What's going on, everybody? Look, we
Oh,
just
we're live?
got done filming the trenches, this week's episode of the trenches, and you're not gonna believe what happens. Go to
Just when it comes out. Yeah, just when it comes out, it's a shocker. I was expecting more chaos later, but it just went way too soon.
Wow. We're gonna be in shock here for a little bit.
Kind of like my lineups for fantasy football.
Look, how did you guys all do in week one? Because look, I lost every single league. I lost every single one except one. I won one of my six. I'm in six. I know it's not a lot, but I got a lot going on. It's six. What do you mean?
I won 2 out of 5, but I also lost a couple by just a few points. Seems like that happens every week. Like week 1 is not my week. Like I lose that one a lot. And when you draft from July on in every position, in every size league, you think you got it all figured out, and then people get hurt. I had 3 people get hurt in one team. Dak, Najee, Allen. It's like I went from, yes, I love fantasy football to I'm quitting fantasy football right now and I'm never playing again. That was what it was going on, and I'm not even sure if that's a good thing or not.
But I lost 2 by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know how many other people that happened to on Monday of no less. Is when I lost them. All 3 of them, or all 2 of them. I think another one I lost by less than 10 points. Same thing. I'm sorry, guys. We are in a little bit of shock over what just happened on the trenches, but we're ready to go. You guys are ready to go. Welcome to Yards After the Catch, everyone. It's week 1. Week 1 is in the books. Week 1 of the trenches is in the books. We'll come back to that in just a few minutes. Talking about our leagues, it's week 1, so it's a rough week. You don't really know what's going to happen. A lot of the revenge games going on. Did any of the quarterbacks? I don't think any of the quarterbacks actually got revenge this week. Did they not?
No, they did not. It was so disappointing to see Baker, Russ. It was just so close. I felt bad. Like it just wasn't a good feel. Like I wanted that excitement. I'm like, yeah, football's back and revenge and all this. And it was just, it fell short. I mean, not for the people who wanted that to happen, but that it's just a really happy, really bad week 1. Like it's mixed emotions.
I know Baker that I kind of dubbed this week the week of the comeback. All the games that I saw, Baker did come back. They had a chance. And then they gave up that field goal at the end. Pittsburgh comes back to win it in overtime. Took them 2 field goals to do it. And that's after pretty bad play by Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Defense keeping them in it. Russ almost got it back. They came within 1 of stopping the Geno Smith debut. Just a lot of really close games, a lot of games that jumped out to a lead. New Orleans had to come back. They actually completed their comeback. It was just a lot of games like that. Just a lot of that week 1 dust getting knocked off, I think.
Yeah. I think everybody's a little rusty coming out there. Even if there is a preseason, it's still normally not. People are trying to take your head off in the game because they also want to survive. But it's sometimes when you want to play really well week 1, it's kind of only the elites, and some of the elites did go off, like Josh Allen and Justin Jefferson, stuff like that. But
Justin Jefferson, my goodness. And how about Barkley? Barkley is back, boy.
I wanted him so badly. Like I wanted to get him on my team. Everybody was ignoring him, and he just didn't fall to me. And I was reaching in round 1, and then round 2 just wasn't there. So
ironically, that was the league that I won, is the one that I had Barkley on.
You got Barkley. You said you didn't want anybody from the Giants.
I didn't want anybody.
Bears,
or the Jets.
Or the Jets. Those were the 3, yeah.
I have no Bears. I have no Jets. And I have Barkley in the 1 league. If you watch the trenches, Nikki Guest is on there. And She has watched Giants training camp, literally on location at Giants training camp all season. She gave us the 411 and said Barkley is back. I tried to get him in other leagues after she had told me that, but I just never had the opportunity. He was going in round 2 before I was getting sniped from Barkley. But I finally had the chance to get him in my very last draft, the Bandy Bowl, with 4th and Flex's own Josh Bandy. And I finally pulled it off. And like I said, that's the one league I won. How'd you guys do in your leagues? Let us know. I lost 2 by 3. Rube had a couple like that. Let us know.
I want to really know what questions, like, did you win? How close was it? Who do you think you want to pick up this week? I want to know, because I know I have to do some moving around. I mean, was it Jeff Wilson is probably out there for everybody, a running back, but there's a question there.
There is,
because somebody just got moved over to their practice squad.
Look, and this is the thing. I lost Eli too. I have Mitchell on one of my main teams. Well, hello, hi. What's going on, Kevin? Yeah, I lost. Kevin lost all his. See, that's what I'm telling you. I'm not the only one.
I'm not meaning to laugh, but I am, because it's funny, because it happened to me. And he probably didn't even pick up a book. Didn't draft anything. No mock drafts, and just, oh, I lost. Well, bet you put like maybe 10 minutes into it. How much time did you put in?
It's week 1, so it's okay. It's nobody's season is over. I definitely saw some scores that I don't even think they broke 50 in week 1, and I mean that's that's how it happens. That's what week 1 is about. Nobody knows what's going to happen in week 1. That's what I really like about week 1.
I didn't expect Dak to drop week 1. You know how devastating that was?
That was crazy. Kevin says he watched our show, so it's our fault. I'm not
damn right it was. Yes, it was.
Because you're playing against him and fed him a little misinformation.
No, we're not even in the same league. He can't keep up with me, so that's why he's upset. He used to be better, and then now he's just like, if you ain't first, you're last.
Back down with the rest of us.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't even brag. Like, I really won 2 leagues that.
Look, so we're a little late because we just got done filming the trenches. When the episode comes out this week, please don't miss it, because you are not going to believe what happened. We can't believe what happened. And it's our show. Like, it's, I've never seen anything like that. And that's the point of the whole show, is that this is a fantasy football competition that nobody's ever seen before. But I don't think we even expected something like this to happen.
It went way too soon, way too fast.
It was awesome.
Kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, there we go. That's what I want. There she is, the one who can win a league, unlike me and my perfect host of all time. But yeah, so go ahead. What did she say? Just want to show some support.
Just wanting to show some support. She said, yeah. But yeah, I'm still in shock of what happened on the trenches. Make sure you don't miss this. Go subscribe. The Armchair Athletics with the exclamation point on YouTube. Go subscribe to this thing, because you're not going to want to miss the show. But with the rest of the show, I was saying that we were late because we filmed this and we're still in kind of shock what happened. But look, we want to talk about your rosters. We want to talk about starts and sits. We want to talk about, should I make this trade? We are here for you, and we want to help you win your league, but we can't help you if you don't ask the questions. So ask us the questions so that we can give you the answers and give you the information to help you win your league, because that's what we do.
Okay, so the trenches had like 3 trades already week 1. Did any of your other leagues have any trades whatsoever? Because mine didn't.
I haven't seen any, and I think that's kind of the difference. Like when and I was thinking about that, a lot of the people in the trenches have been playing for a long time, and I think the more experienced people do more trades than other people. I think other people are kind of afraid to make trades. Plus, you saw the trades were fair.
Yeah,
I think going into the recording tonight, I think we had 5 different trades. A couple of them hadn't been approved yet, and I believe they were all nullified by what happened tonight. I'm pretty sure every single trade was nullified by what happened tonight. But
you might as well not even let it send it through because it's pointless. But
but yeah, but
you know, I have a friend that I'm in several leagues with, and I always send him like really good trades and needs, and he's just so scared to do it. And I was gonna give him like because he was short on running back, so I was gonna give him Dak Prescott and like I don't know, Chase Edmonds or something for Josh Allen. I was like, whatever, you know, just throwing stuff out there, seeing what was gonna happen. And he wouldn't take it. And I said, you know what? You really need running back help, and I don't really need that much need of a quarterback. So I backed it out because he was like, I don't know. Yeah, Scott, I'm talking to you. And you know what? I wish he just would have left it because I would have been so happy. And now I know he won't take that trade. It's gonna be a long road for me because 6 to 8 weeks, Dak's gonna be out, something like that. But Jerry Jones thinks it's gonna be 4. He's gonna rush his quarterback and force him out for the rest of the year. Appreciate that, Jerry.
Yeah. Look, Eli Mitchell goes down, probably going to be out a few weeks. So we see a lot of waiver attention going on over there. I'll be one of them as I have
Jeff
Eli
Wilson
as well.
or
no, probably Jeff Wilson.
No,
because I know he was elevated in the practice squad. Obviously he has experience. He's been in the league for a while and stuff like that. But I think Wilson is someone that, you know, they brought Wilson in for a reason. He's there for a reason. I think it is going to be Wilson. I'll tell you an injury that I don't know if a lot of people are tracking right now, and that's Keenan Allen.
I'm very much tracking. He's on my team. Thanks.
I'm not sure if a lot of other people are, but yeah, Keenan Allen looking to miss a few weeks. Everybody that got Mike Williams very happy right now because those numbers are about to go.
What did he get? 3 points this week? I had Mike Williams on one league and Allen on the other, and both of them the bed. So it was terrible.
How did your guys' experience goes? How did your week finish out? What's your big story this weekend? And most of all, send us your start and sit questions, send us your trade questions, send us your waiver questions, so we can help you guys win your league, because that's what we want to do. DJ Moore or Tyler Lockett? Great question. Even without the matchup, I mean, don't get me wrong, Gino was playing like he played before against that Broncos defense. What do you think? How you're struggling with this one? What do you think about this one? I'm not struggling so much.
I already lost to her week 1, so I really don't want to give her any advice whatsoever. She beat us in the last league. She was a champ last year, so I can't really say with confidence of this because I feel like she'll make the right choice no matter what. If I were to break it down, I think with my love for Mayfield, I'm already biased on DJ Moore, but I think Tyler Lockett is still going to be good enough, even though the way Gino played. I just don't know if the hype's going to last that long. I think it's a split. I would judge it based on matchups.
And that's what I was just about to say. So Lockett is going to have San Francisco, and it looks like DJ is going to have the Giants. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at Lockett versus San Francisco and DJ versus the Giants. I was already going to say DJ, but going up against the Giants, I'm still going to say DJ because the way Barkley is playing, if they put up that same kind of offense, it's going to be a shootout. Obviously, DJ is going to be involved with that. I don't know if Gino can maintain that same level. But it's a good matchup with San Francisco. I kind of put it on the same par as with Denver, but I'm going to go. If it was my roster, I'd pick DJ.
You're going DJ. See, here's the thing. You know, San Francisco had a flood over there in Chicago over the weekend. So I think, I don't know. I think Tyler Lockett in San Francisco is going to be like a nice little game. You know, sun's going to be shining. We got to check the weather too. Remember, check the weather.
This is true.
Because if you don't, you're going to end up with, you know, like Trey Lance in your lineup who didn't do well. Anything over there in Chicago and San Francisco was not on a roster of mine. Didn't matter. Like They were pushing inches of rain off that field. So pay attention to that game day and just take it off, slide it over. Maybe one elite running back. Like Kevin said, Henry was pretty silent, but I just don't think. Oh God, I'm going Lockett.
You're taking Lockett. I'm going DJ.
Yeah,
Hashtag write that down, and we'll figure out who pulls this one out. What else you got for us? Bring it, because we're ready to go.
What do you think about the Kevin Tyner saying Henry's pretty silent?
Oh, sorry. Dang it. We're stepping on each other here. Henry was pretty silent compared. I mean, first game back, I fully expected that. I didn't think he was going to go off for like 300 yards or anything, but I think it's coming.
Oh yeah, I'm never going to bench him again because I did that as a rookie move due to the prior 3 years of the same team that he played and checked his output, and definitely paid for it.
There you go.
So never sit your studs ever. Didn't really matter.
I was going to say, what's rule number 1?
Don't sit them.
Even
if it is raining, wind. If it's really windy, don't play those wide receivers. Running backs, yes. Quarterbacks, no.
Well, the Carolina game is at the Giants, so whether or not a factor. Another reason that I go with DJ, whereas Lockett is going to be playing outside in San Francisco. So,
yeah, it's just comfortable weather, light breeze. It's California, it's kind of by the water.
Hanging out by the beach
Santa Clara
before the game. Yeah,
probably. I mean, it's gonna be a nice atmosphere. Hopefully, there's no earthquakes. Who knows? But take what you can get.
Let's see. Who else? Najee looks like he's going to play. Najee says his foot is going to be fine, and he's ready to go. So that's good.
That's good for
me as a Pittsburgh fan, obviously.
Did you have him on a league?
Najee? Yeah, I have Najee in a couple places. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I got Najee. I got Pickett. Did I play? I don't think I played Pickett. Pickett got 0. Pickens, sorry. So I'm looking for that turnaround. But the offense, I mean, wasn't great. Thankfully, the focus is on Burrow's lackluster play, but I put it out on Twitter today. Is this a Aaron Rodgers situation where it's just kind of relax, or is this like a Cleveland quarterback situation where they just all suck after a bad game and they let the pressure get to them? And I think that's the thing. I think with Burrow, Mr. Joe Cool, I don't think he even remembers. I think the negativity is already gone for him. I think that's the game. It's done. He's ready for the next game. I think he'll be fine.
I think Burrow's moved on. I think Sammy Watkins over there in Green Bay kind of hurt me a lot. I expected him to have a big week 1. I went to the last 3-4 years of his week 1, and they were all really good outcomes. And then I saw it on TV, and I don't know. I wanted it to be great, and it fell short, And
that whole game kind of didn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, like
Aaron Rodgers didn't look like himself. I don't know what it was.
It's week 1, but you know what? Aaron Rodgers has not looked like himself in a week 1 game for quite a while. Week 1 is not an Aaron Rodgers week. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised at what happened, but I was. Next week, this week, another game. It'll be on TV, national television again. So you'll get to see Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers to see if they can shake the dust off. Who are you kind of surprised at this week? Like, wow, I didn't really see that coming game-wise.
I didn't think Patrick Mahomes would start with 5 touchdowns and Arizona not respond. I was not prepared for that. I know he just got paid. Good old QB in Arizona. You don't get to be named yet until you actually show up.
What did I say? You get the bag, you take a nap,
you fall off.
I'm telling you.
Who else got paid? Didn't somebody get paid that did really well? No, Waller got paid. They didn't do
Kirk.
great.
I don't know how Kirk did. I don't have him.
You know what? We'll be talking about college chaos here after a little bit, because there's some stuff I want to talk about. I didn't even write it down. It's probably just still burned in my memory. We'll talk about some college chaos because there were some things that happened this weekend that are like blow your mind really already, and some teams got flat
There's
out
a
embarrassed.
there's a big college chaos prediction that you made last week, and we won't talk about it yet.
Yeah, we'll wait.
But you dang near pulled that one off, and it's kind of cool
A
that
big one
that you
I
got
almost
that
pulled
close.
it. I should have, and I have a video I want to show you, but I can't.
I'll tell you what was surprising. You guys tell us what games surprised you this week as well. Two games really surprised me. I don't sleep at night. I really don't. And you know why. And we're going to talk about the trenches as well. I don't think any of you in the trenches are going to be sleeping for the next couple nights after what happened tonight.
Yeah, because Patriot Sports over there, you guys got to pick up some people. We haven't dropped them yet because we're still. Can we call this work? I mean, I love it, but
find something. What is it? Find something you enjoy. You'll never work a day in your life.
How long can we do this show to make everybody in the trenches just wait and like just make them sweat? Because somebody's gonna have to stay up late. Just saying.
So it'll be me. You got to work tomorrow. But yeah, what are the games that really just kind of blew your mind? The Atlanta game, Patterson. I picked up Patterson. I knew Patterson. I feel like Patterson's going to have a good season, at least at the beginning. I didn't really see that coming out the gate like that. But that was a great game, fantasy points wise. Watching the Saints come back. I didn't say it first. Josh Bandy said it first. Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. Bandy Man said that Winston, well, Bandy took it too far and said Winston was going to be the MVP. So
when did he say this?
He said this very early on, maybe week 1, week 2 of preseason.
Because he's on one of my teams,
and so I've been kind of, watching, and I believe in Winston this year. I've definitely picked him up as much as I could. I got sniped a couple times, but picked him up as a second QB because I felt like he was going to do good. Again, great game. Michael Thomas, a lot of people sleeping on him. Not this guy. I've been talking Michael Thomas all year, and it's not because of Ohio State. It's because Michael Thomas is a fantastic receiver, and he showed up. A great game yesterday, but it was surprising that it was that good to me.
I got burned by him last year. Conveniently sat on my bench all year. So I avoided him, and I probably could have got him somewhere in the 5th or 6th. I can't remember, but yeah, Patriot Sports is having trouble typing. I feel like they're past their bedtime. Maybe they're going to have something on their little show there. Yeah, see.
Patriot Sports is freaking out right now after what just happened on the trenches. You're going to want to catch that episode. But anyway, back to what
we could talk about them all night. So
it's crazy. But yeah, so Atlanta's performance, the Patterson's performance really surprised me. Obviously, I'm not going to say I was surprised at Denver not winning as much as I was surprised at how well Seattle played. Does that make sense?
It was surprising how Seattle played. Do you think it was the lime green uniforms? Do you think it's a uniform thing?
I've said this last night. When these revenge games come up, you have quarterbacks going up against the teams that know them better than anybody else because they've been there. They know their tendencies. They know how they move. They know their tells, if you will. And so I think it's much easier to play from the other side in these revenge games. And we saw that play out with Russell losing, with Mayfield losing against their former teams. So I think that really had a lot to do with it. But Wilson still almost pulled it off, but almost isn't going to get you a W in the win column.
What was it? They wasted 30 seconds off the clock with like 4th and 5, just
week 1,
a 70,000 yard field goal. I didn't understand that. Like I believe and trust in Russ. I don't know why they just
try to get a little closer or something. Yeah.
No, just they're gonna get the first down. They just, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Don't shoot for the stars
because you're not going to get that kick most likely. So
yeah, that kick is. I'd much rather them make a pass or something. Or even RPO it and just Russ run for a couple yards. It didn't make sense to me to waste that much time on the clock, and he didn't have to do it. Like I was kind of disappointed in that.
Week one. Welcome to week one, everybody.
Yeah, I was disappointed in a lot of players actually.
I think a lot of people were. Who I wasn't disappointed with was good old Saquon Barkley, just showing up. My gosh, will he sustain it? I'm not going to say anything against them. We got Nikki Guest up in New York, sitting there in training camp. She said he's back, and she had it spot on. Justin Jefferson, I'm pretty sure the top performer, 184, just ridiculous. I guess I shouldn't be 184. Look, anybody gets 184. I'm surprised. Yes, I was surprised.
It's a big number.
That's 9 receptions. He had 20 yards a reception. I mean, that's, jeez.
Kirk Cousins says, run down the field. I'm going to pass it to you, and we're going to do this all season long. You're going to be the number 1 wide receiver this year. I believe it. And you couldn't give me enough to trade him off my team.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this week 1 and see how this changes in a few weeks. Top receivers running down the board. Jefferson 1, Kupp 2, Adams 3, Chase.
I told you weeks ago, I said, don't shy away from Adams. And everybody's like, no, this Adams, a new team, new quarterback. Okay.
And this is only week 1. It's only week 1, but Adams, Chase, Pittman Jr. Wasn't there before, but a lot of expectations. Even though they lost, they're in a shootout, ends in a tie, got an extra quarter out of it. Pittman Jr. sitting at 5, Diggs at 6, AJ Brown sitting at 7, Michael Thomas at 8. Here's a big waiver pickup. Duvernay sitting at 9 out of Baltimore, and Robbie Anderson really at 10.
I think he got like a 70 something, 67, 70 yards,
75.
Yeah.
Long, yeah.
So,
and I'm just going to say 11 because it's I'm on St. Brown, a lot of expectations there, but you see the usual suspects at the list. You see all the people that went round 1, round 1 and 2, because we're in the wide receivers, with Jefferson, Kupp, Adams, Chase, Pittman, Diggs, Brown, Thomas, those top 8 right there, guys that are supposed to be there are there for week 1. Running backs, Barkley, number 1. Nobody called that. Jonathan Taylor, though, sitting there at number 2. Swift at number 3. I'm definitely weary on Smith, but there he is. Kareem Hunt sitting at number 4. Kareem Hunt, not Nick Chubb.
Catches.
Kareem Hunt. Sitting at number 4. Patterson sitting at 5. The running backs are nothing that's supposed to be there outside of Taylor being in the top 2. Barkley, a lot of people thought he would be high, but definitely not number 1. But then you're talking about Swift, again, controversial, but Hunt, Patterson, CEH, nobody believes in CEH. Nobody still believes in CEH, and he finished 6th after 5 Mahomes touchdowns. Dontrell Hillard from Tennessee.
We'll get to
Dontrell
that.
Hillard
We'll
finished
get to
7th.
that.
Not Derrick Henry, Dontrell Hillard, Joe Mixon, AJ Dillon, and Antonio Gibson. None of those names are supposed to be in this top 10, with the exception of maybe Barkley, Taylor, and Mixon. And some people thought Swift, so I'll give you that. So all these other names are not supposed to be in the top 10. I don't care if it is week 1.
Yeah, listen. Okay, so we talked about it last year, and I'm going to talk about it again this year. When you look at waiver wire pickups, look at the volume, okay? When you have someone like Robbie Anderson, check the games, because he had 100 and something yards, but if you take away his 5th catch or whatever it was, he's 4 for 6 for like 36 yards or something. It's not anything spectacular. He had one great play.
Yeah, he had a 75-yard catch. That means he went 4 for 27 yards.
Yeah, that's
that
exactly,
one out, 4 for 27.
Take that best long play out of all of these players. And Dontrell Hilliard, I think he had 2 touchdowns or something.
That's going to add to your fantasy points. That's
great, but it's like week to week. There's other people like OJ Howard. He had 2 catches for like X amount of yards and 2 touchdowns. That's not volume. You want volume. Like, it's great for this week, but now everybody's going to run over and grab OJ Howard because I think might have been. I don't know. It's getting late.
Dontrell Hillard had 2 rushing attempts for 8 yards. and he's going to go flying off the board because he's sitting there at number 7. And
Exactly.
he had 3 receptions, but he had 61 yards.
If
So
you have room for Dontrell Hilliard on your bench,
it's the 2
you
touchdowns.
drafted terrible.
It's the
And
2
I
touchdowns.
have room in one of my,
obviously,
and I have
there.
room for one of my leagues. So
maybe I'll go get Dontrell. No,
yeah,
I'm
maybe
not
I'll,
going to get
maybe
Dontrell.
there's other people I can get, but
Let's talk about the quarterbacks real quick because we have to. Most of the usual suspects, we got Holmes and Allen sitting at the top, just like they're supposed to be. Number 3, Carson Wentz. That will not last, but there it is. Jalen Hurts at 4, Herbert at 5, Burrow at 6, despite the day he had. Burrow still sitting at 6, Winston at 7, Lamar Jackson at 8, Kyler Murray still sitting at 9, trying to catch up. That's what you want. You want those shootout games. And Marcus Mariota sitting at 10. Even with the 184 yards, Cousins still comes in at 12. And that's the thing with Cousins. Cousins fantasy points, 19.1 yesterday. Last year's fantasy average, 19.2. Cousins being Cousins. Cousins doing exactly what he's supposed to do, coming up with the same average. That's your problem with Kirk Cousins, even though he's got Justin Jefferson, even though Jefferson goes top receiver, 184 yards, Kirk Cousins still finishes outside the top 10. And that's what you have to be worried about with a player like Kirk Cousins.
Safe. That's what Kirk Cousins is. Really, if you look back, I don't even know if he has like a lot of like really high scores. And I'm not going to go look because I know I'm going to get
every once in a while. I mean,
15 to
everybody
25.
pops one once in a while. Yeah, exactly. 25 is kind of the ceiling there.
I'm not gonna be worried about him, but I wouldn't mind having him on my team. He plays in a dome, out of the weather most of the time.
Well, like you said, and he's got Justin Jefferson, so you're going to get points. And
He's
it's like
feeding him.
That's like you said, it's safe. So, I mean, if you're going to win the league, you better have something more than just Cousins. Cousins, you're going to get that 20-ish points every week, and that's great. You're not going to get that Mahomes 5 touchdown game, but very rarely does Cousins throw up a Derek Carr type situation either.
When Cousins goes up against a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes, play Cousins because he's going to have to throw the ball a lot. But other than that, I think Minnesota defense actually kind of stepped up. They kind of quieted down their good old Aaron Rodgers. So
it's a good division to be in. You got the Bears there, you got Green Bay there. You're going to have some
shootout, but yeah.
No, it won't be a shootout, but it'll be a win. But that's what you're getting out of Cousins. You're going to get that safe bet. Derek Carr, despite Adams finishing number 3, Derek Carr only finishes at 17. 3 interceptions did not help his effort at all. Matthew Stafford also with the 3 interceptions, as we saw on Thursday for game 1. Just not a great game for Stafford. You have to think that arm's bothering him.
No, not at all, because Kupp is still doing Kupp things.
Kupp's number two receiver. It's the interceptions. The interceptions did not look good. Not all his fault.
Okay,
no, they were not.
When I can see the games and I see that, it's a tipped pass, or just like a real close whoopsie.
No, you had some.
I try to like not put too much pressure on that interception, but
don't panic. It's week 1. Don't panic in week 1 just because Stafford.
Oh, thank God you said that, because I'm panicking because I have players I have to pick up. Because it's you need to panic. You won 1 league out of 6.
I lost that. So one of these leagues, I'm not making excuses. It's just a fact that I was literally working while I was trying to draft. And so my running back room is very, very weak. And I really needed my 2 starters to do well until we get a little bit into the season. I could, the weeds get separated and we can see the guys who are coming up, and I can pick up a good running back to help fill gaps. Well, now one of those running backs was Eli Mitchell. And so now my running back room is 1 strong, and I have to hope that I get, luckily I lost that game in the sense that I'll be up towards the top of the waiver wire and I can get one of these running backs. There's really, is there another running back to target this week besides Jeff Wilson and Dontrell Hilliard? I'm joking about Dontrell Hilliard. Do not target Dontrell Hilliard.
Pacheco, I think, because he scored.
Really? He did
Listen,
score,
he had
but
12
look at the game.
carries, 12 carries, 62 yards, a touchdown, and a fumble. I'm not saying go pick him up. I'm just
12
saying
carries?
12 carries.
12? Are
That's
you
a
happy about
split
that?
backfield. Why
Look,
would you not?
If you're in my situation where you're
You
desperate
are.
for
Yes,
somebody,
that's what we're going
then
desperate right
yes, Pacheco might be someone that I might look at this week.
now. Okay,
But I
go
don't
for it.
know
Who are you
if
picking up besides Hillard? Because I know you're going for Hillard. Because you're
I'm,
out of options at this point.
I'm targeting Wilson, and I guess Pacheco would probably be my number 2. This is a fab. I'm not sure if this. I'm not sure if this league is a
so
fab
much feedback on it.
because I have to do it. I don't know. I'm getting what I'm getting. Okay, look. If you don't have to take a running back, you can still target Jeff Wilson because he's the new number 1. Whereas Pacheco, he got 12 carries and he's not. Did Pacheco move up the depth chart? No, he did not.
Okay, question. Would you rather have Pacheco on your team or Ramondre Stevenson?
Are we talking about me or are you talking about what I would recommend? Because if you want to talk about what I'd recommend, I would recommend Stevenson because, again, those 15 touchdowns and stuff last year. But if you're talking about who I would pick, I'm probably still going to take Richardson.
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Ramondre
Richardson.
Stevenson had 8 carries for 25 yards, 2 receptions for 2 yards. That's all he had. He had 4.7 points. But Pacheco over there,
hey, look,
getting double digits over here.
Mac Jones, horrendous game.
So right,
and I don't know if that's the game plan. I don't know if it's those second year jitters.
It's going to be a run heavy team now. So
again, all the more reason. So thank you
for
for making my argument.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. You're right because I forgot about that. Someone got back spasms. He
really didn't have like I don't know what his rating was. He threw for 213, which is really low, obviously. And if he has a back issue, it explains it. But 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Obviously, you want the touchdowns to be higher, but only throwing 1 pick. I mean, that's nice to do that. But yeah, walks out with 9.5 fantasy points. The only people doing worse than that was Dak Prescott with 5.5. And good old, again, doesn't have good week ones, probably. Maybe he's got the Bears. He's got the Bears next week. Aaron Rodgers finishes out at 32 with 4.7 points. But he didn't,
so embarrassing for back-to-back MVP.
195 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns, got sacked 4 times. But, it's week 1 and it's Aaron Rodgers.
So you're saying I have
relax. I'm saying relax.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers, and then you're talking about, I have Hunter Henry as my tight end, and now I'm in trouble because the quarterback's hurt. I don't even know who the backup is. Like that's in the 16-team league where tight ends are getting 1.5 points or whatever it is. There's not much out there.
Someone's got to do something. It's week 1. Look, if you don't need to make a move, you probably shouldn't.
Panic.
Beep, beep, beep. Look, what are you guys thinking about it? Like, tell us about your season. Ask about your start sits. We love you guys watching the show, and we really appreciate it. And you guys are more than welcome to watch because, by God, we will ramble all day long. But we would love to exchange some ideas with you back and forth and help you guys win your league. You know what else I want to help you guys do? I want to help you guys go over to the Armchair Athletics and subscribe to the channel because that is where you will see the trenches. And after what happened tonight, it's only the first episode. First episode airs this week. And right off the bat, I was going to say the tree has been shaken. The tree's been chopped down. The tree was completely leveled. The house next to it was also knocked down. You live in Oklahoma. You've seen the devastation of a tornado. That's what happened. We had a trenches tornado. A trenches tornado came through.
I like it. And write that down. Where's he at?
Right. Hashtag write that down. Trenches tornado went through. You're not going to believe what happened. We can't believe it. And we were there. We can't believe it. And we created the show. never in my wildest dreams of all the things that I thought were going to happen, that I think this was going to happen to this extent, especially not in the first week.
I feel like it's all downhill from here, and I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, it doesn't, like, half full, half empty. I don't know. I'm confused.
12 teams, one winner, $5,000, and I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end, let alone the rest of these 12 teams. Well, I know the 12 teams aren't going to make it to the end because people start dropping at week 12, but I don't know if people are going to make it to week 12. If things like this keep happening, I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm too
so
old.
excited. I want to see, I'm already ready to see people drop, like, just because, like, I'd really hate to see anybody go, because they're all wonderful people. You should guys go check them out, follow them on Twitter, whatever platform they're on, watch their shows. It's like, these are just wonderful people that are just coming out for this competition. They make us laugh. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm
looking at my thing. Look,
drop.
Like, Trenches contestants just blowing me up right now. I'm sorry to interrupt. And yes, you're going to have to wait. But it's insane. Go subscribe and watch the Trenches. Okay. Look,
Speaking of chaos,
college football went off the rails. We saw, let's just start right off the bat. You said last week college chaos. Yeah. No, we're getting right into it. You said that Alabama was going to lose. Of course, I thought you were nuts. All right.
You did not believe me one bit.
I didn't even think it was going to be close. Patriot Sports Radio, also part of the Trenches, about to rebuild. They literally are about to rebuild their entire roster. I mean, that's how crazy it went this week. But you said Alabama was going to lose. There's no possible way that's going to happen. And come down to the last drive of the game, it damn sure almost happened.
You know, with Alabama playing at Texas, I was like, this would be a fun one to just put on college chaos. I was shooting for the stars, right? Well, in the first quarter, I was really excited. I'm like, this is going to be a good game, at least for 2 quarters. Sometimes the third quarter, Alabama just takes over. Alabama did a terrible tackle on the quarterback and just took the quarterback out of the game. I mean, Texas quarterback, young guy, gone. I was like, okay, well, it's going to be over. The other guy comes in, not as many, 40, 50, 60-yard passes all throughout the game, just kind of slowed down a little bit. But the Texas defense shut down Alabama. Alabama, with all their flags, shut down Alabama. And I'm not going to give credit to the referees, because they did some terrible calls and they left some possible scoring opportunities on the field. And I'll tell you what, I recorded the last one that put them in field goal range, and I sent it to several people. And I said, listen, you see this right here? That's a blatant holding call. And the referee goes and grabs his flag and says, oh, wait, this is going to help Alabama, and just forgets about it. And the game plays on. I am so frustrated with that. That ref has been a problem for several years in the Big 12. I'm telling you right now, I can't stand him. I don't know how he still has a job. If he does have a job, I should go be a referee. Well,
maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he still has a job.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I'm not even doing it from the couch anymore. I was standing, saying, "That's a." I was livid. I was not.
Oh, I'm sure you weren't the only one.
Everybody knows that I'm a huge OU fan. I hate Texas, but I was going for Texas to beat Alabama. I was rooting for them. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. Nobody heard me, apparently, because it was inside my house.
Everybody heard you. Because I don't think anybody heard you, because they were screaming right along with you. I couldn't believe
it was a great game. That's what you want. That's what you want.
No, it is. It is. Those are the kind of college games that you want to see. Obviously, it would have been great if Alabama had gone down, but they did not, and so we fight on. You had something else? You had something else besides that one?
No, I don't think I was even close to other ones. I was just surprised that
it was. No, I meant that you wanted to talk about.
There was only 2 other
in the chaos.
Yeah, there was chaos with Notre Dame loss to Marshall. Marshall
Yes.
got paid like $1.6 million or something to go play at Notre Dame and then beat Notre Dame. And then Texas A&M lost to Appalachian State. They also got paid $1.4 million to go beat them. So I thought that was really funny because you normally don't pay people to just destroy you at your house.
Washington State comes into Wisconsin. Go Cougs. And they take down Wisconsin. I watched that game. Washington State in control the entire time. Wisconsin definitely looking like it was week one out there on the field. And they pay the price. But it's week one. No harm, no foul, honestly, in week. Oh, no, it was week two in college. It was week two in college.
2/3, depending on what your bye week is, but we'll call it what it is.
I mean, if you lose one, that's okay. But
Kevin's past his Betty bye. He's got to go.
The problem is who you lose to, right? So now Wisconsin is hoping that Washington State wins the Pac-12. Now, Notre Dame is done, essentially. They've got 2 losses. Really doesn't matter at this point. They're not Alabama, they're not going to get the benefit of the doubt with the two loss.
USC is probably
record.
Winning the Pac-12, and I'm not.
No, I mean that's true. I'm just saying that Wisconsin obviously wants Washington State to do really, really good now after that loss. I think Pittsburgh beat Tennessee in a minor upset.
No, Tennessee won.
Or was it Tennessee beat Pittsburgh?
Tennessee beat Pittsburgh, yeah.
It was one of the two. Look, I'm an NFL guy. I'm a Buckeyes fan. You know who won? The Buckeyes.
Barely.
You know what else matters? Nothing.
Yeah.
Not a dang thing.
The Buckeyes are now 1-2.
1-2.
You didn't hear week 3? Oh,
get out of here.
I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen.
No,
but
it's not.
I don't.
Alabama almost dropping that one though. It's just.
And they dropped. They only dropped to 2. I think they should drop to like 4 or 5. But
they
can't
probably
do that to Alabama.
No, and they probably could have dropped the week before that. Not a great first game for Alabama, and compared to what some of the other teams did. But I mean, I guess as long as you win, a win's a win, right?
Maybe. I didn't have time to do enough college chaos because there was way too much to do, and there was way too much excitement. What do we got? Yeah, Scott Campbell crew had Texas and Alabama. Yeah. See, No,
everybody knows. Everybody already knows.
I'll put it up there, right there. Patriot Sports Radio, 100% on top of the ball, 100% correct. Go listen, go watch, because I'm telling you right now, terrible call.
See it again. Let's see it again. Just want to do it. Let's see it one more time. Hey, look, those guys at Patriot Sports Radio, they're on top of it. They're on top of their stuff. Go check out Patriot Sports Radio. We see Bandy, Fourth and Flex, like we were talking about earlier, Colin, Jameis Winston, very early on. I definitely hopped on that train, and he's friggin' rocking it out. Go check out Fourth and Flex, Patriot Sports Radio. If you want to win, go check them out. And then keep coming back here to Yards After the Catch. Let us know who you should be playing. Ask us what roster slots you should be changing.
I noticed that Patriot Sports is not asking us any questions about their roster because they are 100% set on what they need. Is that because they think someone else is watching and will give them the answer, then they have to worry about their fab?
I think 2 things. Number one, we created and run the show that they might be asking about. Number 2, those guys are super, super smart and probably don't need much help, because the fact that we have Fourth and Flex sitting here on the show right now, the fact that we have Patriot Sports Radio on this show right now, that's pretty crazy, because these are guys that I would go to for advice. And I don't claim to know it all. I would ask questions of a lot of people, but these 2 guys, these two programs, Fourth and Flex and PSR, definitely at the top of my list. Average Joe's is on the show. The commission, TSS Fantasy is on the show. Jordan Thomas is on the show. We've just got Nikki Gist giving us the info on Barkley early. Gladys L. Tyler Razzball, Roto Baller out there in Denver. I mean, there's just an amazing amount of talent on the trenches this year, and they're going to have to use it after this week because rosters got decimated, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Look at the screen because I don't know why that happened. You'll have to check it in, find out what happened there. But see, we got here start and sit. Dameon Pierce, Rex Burkhead.
Where do we got that? Oh, I didn't. Wow. Starts it. Dameon Pierce or Rex Burkhead. Okay, so first thing off the bat, what teams do these guys play for?
Houston.
Oh yeah, they're both on the same team. So which one do you go with? Who performed better this week?
Rex Burkhead.
Rex Burkhead, but why did Rex Burkhead perform better?
Because he can block better.
And why else? Because in PPR, he's the one that catches the passes. But what's the problem with that scenario in Houston right now? Houston's quarterback is out for like 6 weeks. So I don't know how much passing is going to be versus running. I'm going Dameon Pierce all day long. There's a reason Rex Burkhead isn't the starter in other programs right now. There's a reason that Burkhead's not the starter in Houston right now. I'm going Dameon Pierce on every day that ends in Y.
I'm going to go with Rex Burkhead. I don't care who the quarterback is, because if you have a terrible quarterback, unfortunately, it means you're not going to be scoring a lot, which means
you're looking for those checkdowns.
I'm looking for the checkdowns. That third quarter, fourth quarter is where the money's going to be made. I get it. Dameon Pierce can be running the ball. Unless Dameon Pierce runs for like an 80-yard touchdown, it's really not going to happen. I mean, that QB, doesn't matter who's at QB. I don't care. It's going to be those checkdowns. Rex Burkhead's going to get it. I'm sorry. I have Dameon Pierce on like 2 or 3 teams. I put him all over some gambling sites, and it failed. So Rex Burkhead is my guy. For right now, I'm going off of what happened in week 1. I'm not going to panic because I still believe in Dameon Pierce, but he needs to not be a rookie his second game in the league, and that's kind of hard to ask anybody. So right now, it's Rex Burkhead.
There you go. So another split. So we're split on the Burkhead, Dameon Pierce, and we're split on DJ and Lockett.
Yeah,
those are the two. So we're gonna see next week how this all comes out. College Chaos coming up next week. We're definitely going to be talking about what happened on the trenches, and if you go catch it, if you don't miss it, I guarantee you're going to be talking about it too. And of course, we're going to be talking about what happened in week 2. We're going to be right here, just like we are every Tuesday. Now that we're filming the trenches, might be a couple minutes late trying to recover from what the heck just happened. Because I'm still trying to recover what just happened only an hour ago. But come back to Yards After the Catch. We can help you win your season. We got lots of backup that'll help win your season sitting right there in the chat room. This is the place to be to get all your fantasy football advice.
For the final say of tonight with the College Chaos, I'm taking, and this is the first side I pulled up because I had to, 25 Oregon is going to beat number 12 BYU.
Whoa. No.
Oregon's at home. No?
No.
Ah, okay. Yeah, BYU barely pulled something off in like double.
They did.
Overtime.
No, they did barely pull it off.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just not taking it.
You're not? Okay. Are we keeping track of yours, or are you just...
I don't think as much as yours. I mean, it's only week 2. We can go back and I'll jump in on this.
Okay.
I just don't expect me to be the one on top. That's all.
That's really the only.
But you're willing to take those big risks. I mean, you're willing to say that Alabama's going to drop it, and you almost got it. I mean, you were there. You should have had it. Let's be honest about it. I mean, you should have had it. If they weren't Alabama, you would have had that call right there.
Yeah. I mean, well, no. If
you got to risk it for the biscuit.
If it wasn't Texas versus Alabama and the refs, it would have been fine. It's hard to beat 2 teams at a time. And then the next one, I know you're going to be surprised. Number 24, Texas A&M is going to beat number 13, Miami, Florida. Never heard of her.
Man, I don't know. Miami's got.
It's the only 2 matchups that are really fun, exciting. But I mean, anything can happen. We saw that.
Anything can happen. Okay, I'll hop on that one. I'll give you that one.
All right. So
I'll hop on that one. I'll say Texas A&M beats Miami. Sure. What do you guys think? College Chaos every Saturday, Don't
I gotta
miss
put
it.
it. I gotta put it on the live show, because if
You
I
do.
don't, then I'm just talking. You know,
We need to, you know what? Hashtag write that down. We need to start posting it. You start posting it.
I
So
think
you,
I
so you
did.
can't deny it later on. You can't say
It's
no. I never
it's
said it.
it's good. See, the thing is, as I'm reaching for the fence, and I'm going way far out in left field, and taking some of the almost impossibles just so I could brag that I got 1 out of 3 right, or whatever the case may be, week to week, because that's the one thing that I can live on, because my fantasy teams are not are just.
It's
Are
only
we
week
ready?
one.
Are we gonna
What,
next no, week 2 we're gonna get some wins. We're gonna double them.
Bandy. What are we not going to do? What are we not going to do after week 1? What are we not going to do? Here it comes.
I'm guessing panic, but
No, well, he might put panic, but if you watch his channel, which you should, Fourth and Flex Fantasy Sports, Fourth and Flex Fantasy Podcast. I get it out, stuttering. If we don't overreact. Look, hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Go subscribe to the channel before we run over College Chaos, NFL, fantasy football, starts, sits, rosters, trades. It's all right here. We're yakking football, everybody. Yards after the catch. We'll see you guys next week.
you
Have a
guys
good
take
one.
care.